Hello, everyone. My name's Dean. Let's talk crypto. This is where you subscribe for daily Bitcoin updates and technical analysis. We track the price of Bitcoin as a proxy for the cryptocurrency markets at large. Today is October 9th, 2021, and Bitcoin is looking like it's still correcting. We've been saying this for the past 3-4 days, right? It has been in a correction. First things first. I want to tell you all that I was wrong. I made a mistake, and I'm happy that I was wrong. And two things I want to correct from yesterday's episode. For those of you who tuned in yesterday, I said that one, Bitcoin had completely broken the rules with this B wave that went 3618 on the A wave, meaning it was substantially higher than what was expected of a B wave with respect to the A wave. That's false. And that was because my count was wrong. My wave count was wrong. And the second thing I said is that the two wave of the C wave, the two wave, because a C wave is comprised of 5 waves down, right? The two wave, Bitcoin was so bullish that the two wave went beyond the one wave, the origination point of the one wave, and that the only times you see that are in expanded diagonals and leading diagonals. And that's also false. In expanded and leading diagonals, what you get is the 4 wave encroaching on the space of the 2 wave, but you still, even in those cases, do not have the 2 wave exceeding the origination point of the 1 wave. Okay, that's number 1. And number 2, even in Bitcoin, even in crypto, you do not see the 2 wave going beyond the origination point of the 1 wave. Okay, I haven't seen that personally. I thought I saw that, but my count was off. Okay, so I want to make that clear. Hopefully, nobody's kind of stopped watching from yesterday till today, and I was able to get that out and disabuse you of that information, that misinformation. I really, the whole purpose of this channel is education. The whole purpose of this channel is the more you learn, the more you make. We're all here to make some life-changing wealth, right? And through understanding what the market is saying, understanding what Bitcoin's doing, understanding these charts, right? And that's your edge. That's how you beat the market consistently. And I'm not just saying that, just in theory, but like I have a P&L to show for it. I have these gains, these trades that I'm winning consistently. Especially in the past 7 days, I've been on fire, and it's just using these charts as maps, right, as guidelines, and these wave counts. And so I do not want anybody to get the wrong idea, get bad information. For instance, and I'm just going to jump really quickly into my Litecoin trade. Those of you who are subscribed know I'm currently trading Litecoin. I'm using some of those principles to trade and set stops and stuff like that. So I longed here yesterday. It took profit in the middle of the night using a Fibonacci target 1618 golden mean, right? And I woke up and the price had done this and that. So because I have a rudimentary understanding of Elliott wave theory, I know that price went down and back up because it's in a wave count. It's 5 waves down in this C wave, and that the first wave is down, or in the impulse, and the second wave is counter, and the second wave only goes to the 382 or the 236, right? So I have to use that information that I just told you about Bitcoin, and how the second wave never goes beyond the first wave. So I can actually set my stop loss above this, because sometimes the second wave goes beyond the 382. It goes beyond even the 236 just a bit, right? This is basically the second wave right now is falling between the 382 and the 236 of here. Let me pull that more clearly so you guys can understand, because I know that it may be confusing if you're looking at it backwards. So that's the first wave. No, that's what I did. Whoops. Since we're going down, I pull from the bottom to the top. Now you see what I'm saying, right? It's the same thing. It's just It's all proportion. So you see the second wave went and hit the 236. Hope you can see that right here. It's the 236 of that Fibonacci pull of the first wave. Since we're going down, I pulled from the bottom to the top, okay? And it's hanging out between the 236 and the 382, okay? That's what the theory states, that the second wave ends around here, okay? The theory states that the second wave cannot exceed 183.53. It can't, right? So I can put my stops at 184, for instance, which my stops are at 184. And I'm not comfortable losing the amount of money that I would lose should price hit 184. But I'm sure enough that the theory works that I've temporarily set my stops here just to set a stop, because you never know. I always want to set a stop loss, right? But I think that, and I entered the short around here, right? Why? Because I knew that around the 386, the 382 and the 236 is where the price will be before this is the top, and it's heading its way down to the 1618, right? At least, making that three wave. So this is how the theory translates into, your earning. And, this is a 5-figure trade, just to give you an idea. And I'm not going to post my P&L or something like that. That's tacky. The purpose of this channel isn't to stunt, isn't to brag, but it's to share information. It's for me to learn. The more I do this, the better I get. And the more I share my process, hopefully the better you get. You're on this journey as well, your own personal journey of improvement in crypto, okay? This makes me a better trader. This makes me a better investor. This makes me a better analyst, right? So anyway, let's go back to Bitcoin. What's Bitcoin doing? As I said, I changed my account. I got better information. Actually, you know what? I just erased my previous work because I was incredulous as to the price doing this exceptionally and that exceptionally. I'm like, I don't know about that. And then my theory about the extended fifth wave, it was just a bit too much, right? So I was like, Dean, what are you talking about? Like, are you just, trying to fit a narrative by using all of these exceptions? And I thought, it didn't make any sense. There's too many exceptions. So where I went wrong was in this 5-wave impulse. I had trouble counting this, and I recounted it. I erased everything. I recounted it. Now it makes much more sense. Okay. How did I recount it? First and foremost, I looked at this. That's an ending diagonal. That's a surefire sign of an end, the fifth wave, the end of a fifth wave. Okay. When we see that sometimes in price action, that it'll end the fifth wave in a diagonal. That's called an ending diagonal. Okay. And that is one of the instances where the 4-wave can encroach into the territory of the 2-wave. Okay. And mind you, I've read this Elliott Waves Made Simple, one of my favorite books on Elliott Waves. You can find it on Amazon. And I reread it, and I reread it, and I reread it, and I reread it, and I reference it because there's things I miss, okay? And that's the process. If you really want to get good at this, right? If you want to trade, you want to quit your job and trade, guess what? If you want to make a lot of money, you're going to use these financial instruments to trade on leverage, right? I personally like the 20x leverage, no more. If you're trading on 20x leverage and the price moves in the direction against your trade, 1%, that equals 20%. Do you understand how precise you have to be? This is why all of these rules, all these kind of measures and stuff like that, you got to get down. And you can do it. It's not impossible, but it's going to take practice. And I recommend, if you're interested in trading, if you're watching this channel and you're like, ooh, wow, Dean's doing this, Dean's making money, how can I do that too? This is what I recommend. Listen. Please, please, please use anybody's referral link, right? For Phemex, for Bybit, for whatever trading platform. You can use my Phemex. I love Phemex, by the way. I love Phemex. I'm not going to go into all the reasons I love it, but you can use my referral link for Phemex. It's in the comments. I pinned a comment to that. Use the bonus money that you get from using the referral. Use the bonus money from taking a quiz or something like that. $10. You know what? I'm not lying. I grew my account to 5 figures from $50. You don't need much. That's how powerful these instruments are, okay? And they're powerful in both ways. If you really don't know what you're doing, you put in a bunch of money, it'll go to nothing real quick, even without you liquidating yourself, okay? So this is why the power of understanding is paramount. You really want to get this stuff down. There are rules, as capricious as violently, what's the word I'm looking for? As violently volatile as our market is, there are rules to price action. Some rules and principles that are respected regularly, more often than not, that, will give you probabilistically an edge to win your trades to a high clip. Okay. And I'm not saying this just theoretically. I'm living this. I'm trading everything that I'm showing you right here. I'm trading. I'm putting my money on it. I'm putting 5 figures on this. Okay. Right now it's 5 figures. Maybe soon, in a week, 2 weeks, I'm talking 6-figure trades. Okay. Again, this is not bragging or anything. I'm just showing you, like, if you're watching this video, if you're following this, people are like, oh, what are you doing? Taking your time learning all this technical analysis. No, I don't do technical analysis. Guess what? If you really want to go get good at trading, if you want a high percent sort of win rate trading, learn this stuff. Trust me, this is what they use up and down Wall Street. Elliott wave theory, right? Couple it with some Fibonacci, couple it with some pattern analysis. You will be dangerous. All right. So what I do, I change my wave count. I saw that was an ending 5th wave diagonal. So I was like, okay, that's got to be the top of the 5th wave. And this wave looks funky. And one of the things that that threw me off is the fact that we got an extended 3rd wave. And that's to be expected, right? Bitcoin's super bullish, right? Extended 3rd waves are what you usually get. One of the rules or principles in an extended 3rd wave is that the 1st and the 5th wave are truncated. So the 5th wave will be smaller in proportion, right? Because the 3rd wave has taken all of the action. So I counted 1, 2, and then I counted 5 within this tree. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I counted the 4th wave as being a short 4th wave, but it was simple by the law of alternation. The 2nd wave, it was complex. Which one's complex? Which one's simple? Yeah, the 2nd one was simple. The 4th was complex, right? So by law of alternation, 2nd wave corrective was simple, 4th was complex. So I like this count a lot better. And then I go into the correction. I'm like, okay, that's your A wave. Your B wave is normal, right? It's actually not even. So let's count it out, or let's pull the fibs on the B wave. So the B wave doesn't even hit the 1, 2, 3, 6 of the A wave, which means it wasn't an expanded flat as I said it was. That was wrong, right? It's a typical zigzag. It's zigzag correction that we see every day in crypto, right? So that basically gives me a C wave that is going to be 100 or 123.6% of this A wave. Yeah, so basically, it's going to be not 100. Yeah, well, how do you say this? It's going to be, 100% of. Yeah, that's right. Well, 100% kind of means that it's the same. It's going to be more, 100% more, 123.6% more than this A wave. So if you pull the fibs, I hope everybody understands and you're not confused. I'm just going to show you really quickly what I mean. So to get the target of the C wave, basically, you would go right here. So you see that? You go to the 2 because that's the minimum. Based off of this count, the minimum correction of the C wave is 50,563. It's 100% more of, it's 100% more of what the A wave did. And it can go as far as the 2236, which is 123.6. So I'm going to be conservative. If I'm trading this, I'm not going to overestimate. So I'm just going to count this right there. And I'm not going to do this right here. I'm going to probably, after I stop recording, figure out more precisely what these look like. But let's just say, for argument's sake, I think now, given my new count, that Bitcoin is going to find support at around $50,000, $50,500. I previously said it was 48.5 or 47 even, but that was not based on a likely wave count or even a sound wave count. I think that this is a lot more realistic. And again, you see that you found support where the fourth wave ends. And I did say that yesterday, and that's accurate, that usually price action on a correction of a 5-wave impulse will find support. The ABC will find support where the fourth wave ended. So that's confluent with that. Okay. So that's what I think for Bitcoin. My new target for this correction is right around $50,500 rather. Okay. So I hope this was helpful. Hope this was useful. I'm also going to talk about the anatomy of a top, okay? For those of you who watched my video on making a perfect entry to long, same thing. You see here, you get a rounded top, right? If you zoom out, you see there's a rounded top, kind of like a crown. And the crown is composed of the top of the 5th wave, right? The rebound relief of the B wave, and then the 2 wave of the 5 waves down in your C. So these are your 3 tops, okay? And if you see that, that is a head and shoulders pattern that it's making, okay? And a head and shoulders pattern is bearish. And I'm going to show you, I drew a head and shoulders pattern that I'm going to show you real quick. It's somewhere down here. Let's see. There, okay? And, whoops. You can see a head and shoulders is characteristically bearish, right? And the target of this is the distance from the head down to the neckline superimposed at the side of breakout, which would be here. And that would give you, actually, let's do that, because we all know that the 3 wave ends between the 1618 and the 2 of this 1 wave. But if you want to be more precise and you want a good target, it's probably best to, here, let's clean up this head and shoulders real quick. Let's be real precise, because I'm going to trade this. Okay, I'm going to put money on this. I'm going to make sure it's as accurate and precise as possible. If you appreciate that, I'm not just messing around on these charts and guesstimating, and I'm actually putting money on this. Like the video, subscribe, share, because I think that's making me a better analyst, right? Putting my money where my mouth is. And I'm learning faster because obviously I've got money on the line. Okay, so yeah, I think this is the neckline right there. So what I would do is I would look and see the highest point would be here, the head, or it can be the shoulder. Let's see. This left shoulder looks pretty high. Let's use both and just see, okay? So distance from there, the neckline would be right there. Okay, and let's pull this right there. They both looks like this one is longer. Looks like the head is what I should use. Okay, and it's giving us a target of 51,766, which if we pull the fibs, right, on the first wave, all right, let's put the magnet on, get real precise. Pull the fibs on the first wave, we go from the bottom to the top, we see that right between the 1618 and the 2. I hope you guys see that, right? That's how you get real precise. If you really want to be accurate, and we all do, you got to use confluence, basically number of things to get your targets. So when Bitcoin breaches 54,816, you should see that massive drop. All right. That's Bitcoin. That's the market. That's my trades. I hope that was helpful. Hope that was useful. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.